What's up, everyone, and welcome in to your Celtics source, home of your 50-19 second place Boston Celtics. I wasn't planning on doing a video today in between games. Celtics coming off a win against the Nets and heading out west to face the Utah Jazz and a 7-game road trip. But, big news coming out of the organization. The Celtics have sold the team. Well, Wyc Grousbeck has sold the team for $6.1 billion, the largest sale in North American sports franchise history. They sell it to a guy, Bill Chisholm. We don't know much about him. He is a longtime Celtics fan, apparently. He owns a private equity company, Symphony Technology Group. Um, but he seems to be, a committing, um, you know, uh, owner that is going to, do right for the team and not, for himself. But until he does things, we don't really know for sure. Joe, what are your first thoughts on just the sale of the team?
Well, it's just a big deal. It's just I mean, the bid, it really worked. They made a lot of money. He bought it for 365,000 back in
Million.
365 million back in 2002, and now it's gone up to 6.1 billion. That's impressive.
I mean, it's crazy
And
given,
he's got two chips.
and they don't even own the arena too.
Yeah, because
But
they're the best. I don't know what else to tell you.
but I feel like, right, the reason I think Irving Grousbeck sold the team was because of Jrue Holiday's contract, paying over 34 million, I think it is, a year for a guy who's you know a veteran and getting out, you know a veteran and really on his last couple years in the NBA, which is why it's kind of interesting that or kind of sad that it came down like this because I really thought Wick was doing a good job for the team. We knew they're going to have to offload some salary this coming off season, but you wonder if it was Wick doing it, maybe they would do it, really logically and get rid of guys that are making an impact for this team, but still have a chance to win. And you wonder with this owner if they're just gonna wipe the whole thing out.
Well, I agree, but I think it was more of a how much profit can I make? Getting kind of old. I'm gonna just make as much money as I can, and I think he decided the Celtics are at
He's
their peak right now,
well,
so he can sell them for the most. And I don't think it was really about Jrue Holiday or contracts. I mean, if it was about that, he doesn't really manage that, and if he does pay him because he owns the team, I don't think you really noticed that extra $200 million or whatever.
yeah. On the on Bill Chisholm, or not even on him. Just the whole thing. It's too bad that Steve Paliuka didn't get the win the bid because he's already part of the Celtics ownership group. He owns a minority stake, and you feel like he actually comes out and with this statement, and I'll read it here. Since the Grossbeck family announced that it would sell the Boston Celtics almost 9 months ago, I have worked tirelessly to put together a strong bid centered around a great majority of existing owners of the team who understand and appreciate what it means to be a steward of the Boston Celtics, a team steeped in championship tradition. Additionally, I recruited new partners with deep resources and expertise in technology and international markets to maximize the Celtics' success to ensure we can always compete for champions. Luxury taxes be damned. I think the last part is the most, you know, sort of important thing of this statement, that he was willing to, he's not, first of all, he's not taking out loans from a bank to pay it, so he doesn't have to pay the bank. That's one thing. Second of all, he's saying here, luxury tax be damned, meaning he's going to continue to, keep this team together and compete for championships, which is really sad when you think about how he didn't go down. And here's why. Here's my opinion on
Well,
why he did. Here, what were you gonna say?
I think while it is sad, and I think while Bill Chisholm brings new and good ideas. I think Steve should have tried to go over the top and buy the team, because if he got the majority, I mean, he's been in the system a while, like he said. He knows how to run it. I think he would have just done it really smoothly and nicely.
Yeah, there's two things to this. Or two ways of this. Either Steve Paliuca just didn't pay enough, and so Wick gave the team to the highest bidder. Um, or that's one likely thing. Um, or there could be the also a possibility whereas they paid about the same, or maybe even you know Steve Paliuca paid more for the team, but Wick is able to stay with this team for 3 more years as really that still the face of the ownership group and the governor of the team until 2028. And maybe if Steve were to buy it, he didn't want Wick to continue to be in charge. And I think if it's the latter of the two, and Steve paid even more money and he still didn't get the team, I would be so upset. I mean, right, coming out,
Yeah,
but
I think it was just highest bidding. I mean, well, think I think well Wick wants to stay with the team for a few more years and all. I think it's like, how much can I profit profitize this team, and how much can I make off them? Because if you really cared, I mean, Celtics, they don't mess it up, should win at least another championship or two in the next 5 years. So
well, I
I
mean,
think it was more of a how much money can I make kind of situation.
yeah, I mean, like as we think, I mean, we know no owner, even Steve Paliuca, is not paying $500 million, which is what it's going to be coming up. But let's right, they know they have to get rid of something this off season. Who do you think that is? And maybe it's a couple trades, maybe it's just you know getting rid of the vets and like Al Horford and Porzingis, who I think only has 1 more year on his deal. Who do you think goes this summer?
Uh, Me personally, I would get rid of Holiday. I mean, Horford, he's getting paid 10 million.
Sam Hauser's getting paid 10 million too.
Yeah, but there's like, in
Well,
the scheme
it's
of
Horford's
things,
last year, so
Holiday.
he's not going to come back for that much. He can come back on a vet minimum.
I think he will, because I mean, Boston loves him. He loves Boston. Jrue Holiday is getting paid 30 million, and I mean, that's kind of
It's
outrageous.
going up too.
Yeah, he's been good and all, and he helped us win the chip. But have you seen how Pritchard's been playing? If you put Pritchard in there,
Right, but you lose the defense with that.
yeah, but I mean, our defense can shift. Pritchard's getting paid less than Horford. He's getting paid 7.5 million on a 4-year deal that ends in 2027.
Yeah.
And if you keep him in there, and I say, work on his defense, maybe transition to more of a zone defense team. You can, you can save a lot of money, like 25 million a year, and still be a solid, good team.
Yeah, I think right. If we see right, many teams are going, getting rid of offloading salary, and it's ended up not working for most teams. Right, we saw with Luca, them not, you know, trading or the Dallas Mavericks trading Luca, and
Well,
Luca,
that's
Luca,
just a stupid choice.
right, and them losing 300. Well, Luca not being able to sign that max contract, but it saves them money. We saw what the Wolves did, getting rid of Carl Anthony Towns and bringing back or bringing in what's his name but whatever, I forget his name, but bringing in or
Julius,
sorry, Julius Randle.
yeah.
That's right, Julius Randle, who makes a lot less, and the Wolves have dropped significantly this year in terms of play and standings. Many teams are doing that this year, and it's ending up not working. And you wonder if you know Jaylen Brown could be on the table for trading.
Mm,
And here's what I'm wondering, right? You could trade Holiday and KP, get rid of both of them, and get back something, or you could trade Brown.
But
I think the combination of Holiday and KP is much greater than what Jaylen Brown is giving you. So maybe you think about getting rid of Jaylen Brown.
you see, but here's the thing: Brown, Brown is just makes the offense and defense run smoothly. He's got locks on defense, anyone you want, and on offense, he just like smooths it out. Aside from all those times he gets stripped, but you get rid of Holiday, you sign Porzingis back. You can
You
sign
got the injury concern with KP.
yeah, but I mean that's unless you get like a smaller center, that's gonna happen. Who are you gonna get without that?
What do you mean you signed
I mean,
Luke Cornett $20 million?
yeah,
That's 10 less than what
but
KP is making.
you
That
sign
saves you money
KP
right there.
and you cut Holiday or trade, of course. I mean,
You can't cut him. Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
trade him. But,
But you're not
which
gonna
team is
get-
going to pick up
what?
$40 million? Jrue Holiday $40 million contract this late in his career. Like, which team is going to pick that up?
When's
gonna
it-
have to
it's- When's
keep-
it end?
You're going to have to pay for some of his contract. Holiday,
4 year.
yeah,
So-
$135 million.
So he goes till 2028.
Yep.
So that means, but if you trade him, you can get value, and you try to get something cheaper, maybe draft picks. I would say you can get. I don't know what you can get, but anyway, then you sign KP. You save the money, and if Pritchard doesn't work out, you've Hauser. If Hauser doesn't work out, you've Pritchard. You can try to put those two in like a competing competition.
Well, one's a guard, one's a forward. So like you need two guards out there. So KP or Peyton Pritchard, he's been closing in games this year, right? He's definitely taken that step, and sometimes even been better than Jrue Holiday, who he's struggling this year with injuries and whatever. But like, we don't know. Like the defense is not going to be the same without they're going to have to work hard as a team if Peyton Pritchard's your main guy because he's going to get attacked on almost every possession.
Yeah, but I mean, if he wants to fill that role, which he does, he's been showing he wants to, he's got to step up. And we've seen him get attacked, and he can hold his ground when playing well. When playing bad, it's pretty bad. But same with Hauser. Hauser can step up and also be that guy that I don't know.
Hauser's been struggling this year a little bit too. But yeah, final thoughts here before we wrap it up.
None. Just good luck to the Celtics.
I mean, like, you kind of hope that things are gonna go smoothly here. Wyc Grousbeck has told the entire team just to ignore it. To everything's gonna work out. But yeah, I'll be doing a live play-by-play commentary for the game tomorrow night against the Jazz, a late one, and then a reaction afterwards. So stay tuned for that. And until next time, go Celtics.
Yeah.